the show. Now, just after the break, we're going to speak to a very interesting personality actually here on the show. He's on Good Morning Sri Lanka today to speak about a very special venture that he has undertaken. Now, this particular gentleman is known as Asia's #1 in personality development, and he's actually the person who pioneered this field of personality training in Sri Lanka. He has trained over 3 million people in 3 decades, and that is across 18 different countries. So he really is someone who has gone to the edges of researching and really developing techniques that can help people to improve the management of their day-to-day lives. He's also qualified as a lawyer, and he is an Ayurvedic practitioner who is registered with the Ayurvedic Medical Council of Sri Lanka, and he's also a psychologist. So he's someone who is a very dynamic personality, and he's someone I'm sure that most of you will be very familiar with. And we have with us on the show today Dr. Kumar Ithamallana. Good morning, doctor. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. And let's see how you start off your day usually in the mornings.
Yeah, well, you mean what I do in the morning?
Usual routine?
Yeah, usually I get up in the morning.
Of course.
And then my first thing all the time, every day, is 1.5 hours yoga meditation practice. When I do that, I have full energy to run the day.
Of course.
That's how I start.
So now when I've read out your introduction, and there are so many other things that you have founded as well, and you have really pioneered here in Sri Lanka, techniques that you have come up with yourself, which we will speak about more over the course of our little discussion here. But tell us about your mission in life, doctor, and what brought you here.
My mission in life, of course, is a very broad one, which I set in 1989, which is to build the nation through practical education and innovative training, to have a country with health, wealth, wisdom, happiness and peace. That's my mission. When I said it, there was a very big reason at that time. I think you might remember the time that we had the terrorism in the peak level at that time.
Of course.
There are a lot of problems here and there, north, everywhere. I was in the university that time in the law faculty. We experienced intimidation, killing. Sometimes our friends who we meet this evening, following day morning, we see their dead bodies. That sort of situation we were passing through. Then universities were closed most of the time. I felt, now what's going to happen to the country? Education is going down, people lose their wisdom, fighting, killing, shooting, bombing, we hear all the time. Therefore I thought I must do something different. I was studying law, but I thought I must do something bigger than that. That's why I set this special goal at that time, mission.
And that's what brought you here, and what really led you to take all of the steps that you have taken in your life so far.
Yeah, that is one area where I decided to set that mission. But there is some other unique thing which happened during the same period. I set a goal to be the #1 lawyer, because I was in the law faculty. Naturally I have to set a goal to be a lawyer. I set the goal to be a #1 lawyer, but before I became the lawyer, there was something happened which affected my whole life. That is, at an unexpected moment, my father used to treat mental patients using herbal medicine. One day when he attended a mental patient, with a blow that he gave, he died on the spot. He was 71 years old, and that gave me a big shock, and my goals and dreams all shattered for a while. Then I was thinking, what should I now do? Should I become the #1 lawyer? I thought, yes, I should, and then I should do something more than that. I became a lawyer. I started practicing. I started my apprenticing in Attorney General's department. I thought I can become the Attorney General someday, or Chief Justice someday. Later I thought, no, I should do something different. Although I am a lawyer, there's no rule to say that you can't be anybody else than a lawyer. Then I had set up nice law office, very good one, advanced, technology wise, every equipment I had. Then I left all that and started learning psychology.
Okay.
Why I started learning psychology was because my father died with a blow of a mental patient. I started thinking, why is a mental patient, why is a person becoming a mental patient? Then I wanted to find out the reason and then find out a methodology, more practical, more effective to treat mental patients. That was my first course. Then I started learning Ayurvedic psychiatry. Later on, when I learned it, when I became a doctor and started practicing as a doctor, I understood that mental patients are mental patients not because they are abnormal, but because people around them who say they are normal are more abnormal than those who we think are abnormal. For example, if I say you are abnormal, I always tell people to remember, if you point your finger at somebody and say you are mad or abnormal, remember, be careful, there are 3 fingers at your side now. That means you are 3 times mad, or I am 3 times more mad than you. So that is why I went into do more research on psychology.
And that led you into this field of personality training as well. Now
Yeah, so with that I understood that there is something to do with the personality of each and everybody around us, including me. Then simultaneously a lot of things happened about my life. I started a love affair, and then I also had started 1 or 2 small businesses, like apart from running my legal firm, I was also running some communication center like thing for fun.
Okay.
When I get an idea, I want to do it.
Of course.
Then while doing this, I also had to deal with some employees. When some employees left, then I feel, why did they leave? I don't know why they left. Then sometimes I saw problems with people. I started counseling, coaching. I heard many problems of many people on a daily basis. Then I thought the knowledge I have, yes, I am a medical practitioner, but the knowledge that I have to treat a patient is not enough, because being a doctor, I look at one particular area and then try to solve his whole problem. The problem may not be, somebody can complain to me and say, I am having depression. Then we find, okay, you are having depression. Then I treat with some medicine for your depression. But then it is connected with it can be connected to money, it can be connected to your family issue, can be connected to love, it can be connected to any other thing. But then to explore all that and give solutions to that, I am not enough. I feel that I am not powerful enough, I am not knowledgeable enough. Therefore I wanted to go everywhere around the world to find better technologies, new technologies, meeting the master gurus of the world, the world's best counselors, world's best trainers. I ended up spending every cent and rupee I earned for doing that. I ended up going to about at least 40 countries, meeting more than 100 number 1 gurus in the world by now.
And that led you to pioneer this field of personality development here in Sri Lanka.
First, I pioneered the field, personality development field in Sri Lanka first. When I did that, I felt my knowledge is not enough to be a personality trainer or training specialist. Then I thought, what else could I do to become a personality training specialist? Then I found out like neuro-linguistic programming. I went to California NLP University. Then I went to India and started learning yoga, naturopathy. Then I went to Austria like places, then Germany, Netherlands. Then I went to Belgium, Florida in America, various other cities around the world. Whenever I see that there is some special unique person who has created some sort of technique to deal with personality, I go there. I learn, I pay, I sit down with him, I learn from the main guru. Then that I had pioneered the personality training field at that time. At the same time, I had another problem. That is, when I started doing personality training workshops, I didn't see people are readily accepting it. because my programs were lot of noise, clapping, dancing, jumping up, lot of things, so that I got more criticism than appreciation, because when people never knew a program called personality development here in Sri Lanka. I can remember one incident at Hilton long time ago, about maybe 18 years ago. A psychologist in Sri Lanka asked me, Kumar, I've seen your paper advertisements and television programs. What is this personality development? Can you change the personality of a person? I laughed about it and I said, actually I was at that time doing psychology, not got any qualification, but I was doing programs. Then I laughed, I smiled and I said, I think I can change a person's personality.
Okay.
But today, after 18 years from that question, I know there is one portion of it that we can change, there's another portion of it that we can't change, which is the genetic part of it.
I see.
And then I am now in search of methodologies how we can do something with regard to the difficult area that is affecting the genes of somebody, gene habits. So that's how it goes.
But on that note, now while I was going through your extensive profile, and you have so many qualifications, but you have formulated this special theory called mind-muscle vibration therapy.
Yes.
Let's speak about that. Let's touch on that for a little while before we go on to Destiny Day, which is a special event that you want to speak about today. But I want to speak about this special form of therapy as well.
Yeah, I created so many other systems, methodologies, named it brain association, restructure, conditioning, like that. But this mind-muscle vibration therapy became my permanent thing, because there is a presumption that mind and body are one, not two. That means if I have to give you something to your mind, there has to be some connection with the body also for that to be effectively given to you.
Okay.
That's why mind and body are one. If I have to do something to your body, I have to do something with your mind as well. Then I created this mind muscle vibration therapy, that when the mind moves, body moves. When the body moves, mind moves. Even a priest meditating in the forest would stand up and walk, do something called walking meditation, Sakman Bhavana, because even the Lord Buddha has practiced it, because your body has to be also active for your mind to be active. Then mind muscle vibration therapy I created, MMVT model, is a very active model of teaching.
Okay.
I did this very specially because when I was in the law faculty, when I passed out from the law faculty, I registered for the Master of Laws degree. I was crazy enough to register for another master degree in the Jawaharlal University simultaneously, Master of Management. Then in simultaneously I registered for Master of Psychology in the Colombo University, which was against the law as well at that time.
Three masters,
master degrees
not
at the
something
same
many
time.
people would attempt at the same time. But
I gave up. Law masters in 1 year's time after exam. Then the Master of Management degree also I gave up, because their psychology degree as I continued. Then I gave up because when I went there to the classes, some of the lecturers are very, very knowledgeable, very good. Some are professors, but the teaching that was done in the classroom was not at all acceptable to me. Why? I feel sleepy and the lecture is boring.